Let's talk about knobs. Knobs are super cool. So I want to be able to test the disabled state of our components. So the first thing that we need to do is install one more add-on. It's called Storybook Add-on Knobs. So npm install Storybook. I'll bring this up here so y'all can see it. npm install @storybook / add-on - knobs. Okay. And what do we need to do? Come on, Brent, I know you know the answer. What do we have to do when we install an add-on?
Add it to main.
Absolutely. Into the add-on array, Storybook / add-on - knobs. I'm going to harp on that because I've forgotten that plenty of times and then sat there wondering what the heck was going on. So we added to our array. This one's super easy. All we have to do now, we have included our add-on, but we need to tell Storybook we want to use it. So inside of our preview.js, we need to register that as a decorator. So add decorator with knobs, which we have to import. So you install your add-on, you add it to the add-ons array, and then inside of preview.js, you import it and add it as a decorator. So import with knobs from @storybook / add-on - knobs. Ah, well, prettier. Okay. So you'll notice, like, if I just go refresh this, it's not going to show up. You do actually, every time you do an add-on, need to stop and restart. It's kind of a pain in the butt, but hopefully that doesn't take too long. And what this is going to do, well, actually, this isn't working because I didn't actually do anything with it. So that might also be part of the problem. We actually need to tell the knob, like, what are we going to be changing? Like, what do you want this to be used for? So back in buttons, let's import it. So let's import with knobs. And I'm also going to import Boolean. So I want to actually toggle the disabled state of my buttons and see if those are working. And those are going to be a true or false value. So from Storybook add-on knobs. Once you've imported that, we can actually set that as a property. So on my primary button, let's set a disabled attribute, right? This is going to be Boolean. That's why we imported Boolean. And what label do we want this to have? The first argument here is our label. So this can be whatever you want. We're going to toggle disabled. And we'll initialize it to false. So that's the initial value. This one actually did show up without having to restart. That's exciting. We're making progress. So you should see down here our knobs tab. And if I click disabled, you can see our button is now disabled. It has all of our disabled states. Okay. You can use knobs for a bunch of different things. Generally, you want to be explicit and just create stories for different states. Like if you have a warning button, you wouldn't create a knob that like you can select different states. Like actually create stories for these things that's a lot more explicit.
Do you sometimes make like a kitchen sink style example where you just turn all the knobs on and let people fiddle however they want, or has that not turned out well?
I haven't, but when I was speaking with the Storybook, one of the core members, he suggested actually being very conservative with using knobs and actually just to be more explicit with your stories. So like having all these different examples, it's tedious, but he actually suggested that was better than having knobs. Yeah, good question.